Go to page 26 of your journal and copy down the definitions for quadratic function, parabola, vertex, and vertex form. Once you have these definitions, go to your notes packet and take a look at example 1. You can see in the upper right-hand corner, I've written the general form of our f of x. So I'm going to rewrite g of x in the general form as well. It would be x minus -4 all squared plus a -1. This shows us what our h is and what our k value is. This means that I'll be going 4 units to the left and 1 unit down. So I'm going to move all my points of my original function f, 4 left and 1 down, and then I'm going to graph my g of x function. Your graph should look like this, and notice in your journal the core concepts of horizontal and vertical translations. This is what we just looked at. F of x minus h squared and x squared plus k. Shifting left and right when it's on the inside, shifting up and down when it's on the outside. So back at your notes, take a look at example 2. Next, we want to graph these functions and describe their transformation. I'm going to fill in the table for g of x and graph the function. Looking at this transformation, I can see it's a reflection in the x-axis and a vertical shrink since 1/2 is less than 1. So it's a vertical shrink by 1/2. Let's take a look at number 2. I'm going to fill in the table of values and graph my function g, just like I did on the part A, and then we're going to figure out what transformation this is. For this graph, I notice that it's inside the original graph. So this 2 inside is going to be a horizontal stretch by 1/2. It's a stretch because the 2 is bigger than 1, and it's by 1/2 because I have to flip it. My next transformation is the +1, so that's going to be up 1 unit. If you're wondering how I got the values in the table, I plugged my x values into my g of x function to get those numbers and plot my points. Make sure your graphs look good and bring this to class tomorrow.